All right, so we talked last week about histograms. That was the first kind of graph. And what did histograms have to do with? What do you remember about histograms? What did they have to do with? B?
Like calculate ranges of numbers.
Yeah, ranges of numbers. They have nothing to do with what?
History.
History, which it seems like they would, but they don't. They have to do with ranges of numbers. Okay? So, today we're going to talk not about the histogram, but about the dot plot. Now, a dot plot, the thing to remember about it is that it is a number line. A dot plot is a number line. So you couldn't use it to decide like amounts of candy, or I'm sorry, kinds of candy or kinds of colors or anything like that. It's only used for numbers, and it's a number line, so it's continuous. So it's a number line with groups of data on it. You may have, in the past, I don't know why they changed the name of it, but it used to be called a line plot. And a line plot had X's instead of dots. That's the difference. If you look down on your screen, I don't have it up here on my screen, but if you look down on your example, I have, I put one on there for you that says dot plot of random values. You see it? That's an example of what it looks like. Has little dots, but not X. It may have X's, but the example we gave you does not have X's. But just know if you see X's, it means the same thing. Okay? Okay, so here's an example of a dot plot. What is this dot plot about? What is it about, Charles?
Numbers of brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters. So how many people, what are these two dots right here? What do these two dots right here represent? What do they mean? They represent people who have no brothers and sisters. How many people in this survey, if you will, had no brothers and sisters? Two. How many had two brothers and sisters? How many had four brothers and sisters? Two. You see the idea? So this would, each dot represents one person or one number. So if I was to ask you, what is the mode of this data? What is the mode? Mode would be the most popular, most common. So mode is the most common. Okay, so which one is the most common number of brothers and sisters? Two, right? Because there were 5 people who had 2 brothers and sisters. Okay, how about this? What if I asked you, what is the range of these numbers? What is the range of brothers and sisters?
5,
Nobody here knows? Okay, I'd like you to raise your hands. What is it?
3,
3?
1.
Huh? The range. What is the range of these numbers of brothers and sisters? All right, I'll come back to you.
4.
How do you know it's 4?
4 minus 0.
Yeah, the biggest number of brothers and sisters is
Oh, I was counting the
4. The smallest number of brothers and sisters is 0. Okay? All right, so range, difference between the biggest one and the smallest one. So 4 and 0. Good. All right, now, let's go ahead and we're going to make one of these. So I'm going to have everybody come up and you're going to put your shoe size on this graph. And as you do that, we're going to record it on the one that's inside of our little folder. Now, if you're saying, oh, my shoe size is a something and a half, you're going to have to pick. Don't put it in between. Okay, so you're going to put it on one spot or the other. And when you come up and make your dot, it needs to be directly above the number. So my shoe size is an 8. I'm going to put a big dot directly above the number 8. Okay, that's what I want it to look like. So if another person came up, they would put it right there. Okay, so it needs to be nice and big and directly above the number. So just get as close as you can to your size. Oops. All right, just 1 second. I'll get you started. Recording. So we had 1 on 4. So make sure you got 1 dot. Oops. Make sure you got 1 dot on 4. Then we have 2 dots on 5. 1, 2 on 5. And then we have 5 on the number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many on 6? I'm sorry, that was 6. How many on 7? 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then let's see. 8 has 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 9 has 1. 10 has 2. And then we have 5 on 11. Okay. Now, so this is what a dot plot looks like. And the data that we got it from was each one of us put our shoe size up here. So what is the mode of the shoe sizes? 7, right? That's the most common. How about the range of the shoe sizes? The range of the shoe sizes. What is it?
7.
7. Good. How'd you get it?
Because I did 11 minus 4.
11 minus 4. Very good. Okay. What was the least common shoe size? The least common shoe size. It was 4 and
9.
both 4 and 9. Okay, good. All right, now, notice one thing about this dot plot. The way that it should work, and if you drew yours, if you drew them neatly, your rows will look somewhat the same. Mine are a little bit off. But you want to kind of leave the same amount of space because the longest bar should be the biggest number or the most common number. Now, we're going to list out the data that goes with this because here's what I've learned. A lot of people have trouble. If I asked you to tell me what the median of this was, a lot of people have a lot of trouble with that. So we're going to list out the numbers that go with this and it'll make it a little bit easier for you to see. Now, I put a line for data and I found that I ran out of room, so I'm going to start it over here on this edge. So how many 4s do I have? That's the smallest number. How many 4s?
1.
So I'm going to list 4. Do this with me, okay? How many 5s do I need? 2. So 4, 5, 5. Then I need what? 5 6s, right? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. You should be writing this with me, okay? How many 7s do I need?
6.
So, yeah. 7, 7, 7. Okay, how many 8s?
4.
How many 9s?
1.
Noah's with me. How many 10s?
2.
And then how many 11s?
5.
I'll run out of room. Hang on. Let me see if I can make this neater. Now, this is the data that is represented by that graph. So when I ask you the mode, you're talking about the one that most commonly occurred, and it was 7. Okay? Now, if we're looking for the median, we have to find the one in the middle, and that gets tricky. So here's a way that we can do it. We can start with this list of data and mark off from the biggest and the smallest until we get to the middle. So I'm going to switch colors. You do it with me. Remember, don't cross them off because when we get to something else we're going to do, you're going to need them. So 4 is the smallest, 11 is the biggest. Then 5, then 11. 5, 11, 6, 11. You see what I'm doing? I'm just going to the biggest and the smallest. And I just keep going in pairs. Until what happens?
7 plus 7.
I have 2 in the middle, right? They are both 7. So 7 plus 7 divided by 2 is 7. So our median, or our one in the middle, 7. Some of these we already talked about. So what is the most common shoe size in the class? You can say it. 7. How about the least common?
4 or 9.
Really? 4 and 9?
It's 4.
Or how about 1, 2, 3, and 12? Because how many do we have there? 0. That's kind of a tricky question. But 4 and 9, you are correct. We have one of each of those. Okay? And the range, we talked about that. It's 11 minus 4 because the biggest one is 11. The smallest is 4. The mode, we talked about that. It's the same as the most common shoe size. The median, we did that. We put them in order. Now, on the front, there's a word called an outlier. How many people already read the definition of an outlier? All right, if you didn't, go back and read it real quick because we're going to talk about it. I want to know, is there an outlier in our data? And if so, what is it? So read back to the definition of an outlier.
It's
Hold on, don't say anything yet. Just think about it, okay? Give everybody a chance to read it and think about it. All right, so the definition of an outlier. Mackenzie, can you read the definition of an outlier for me?
A number far than from the others.
A number far from the others, okay? So do we have a number that is far from the others?
Yes.
You think so? What number would you say then is the outlier?
I have a question about
All right, hold on one second. I'm going to answer your question in just a second. But first, let's talk about this. Is there a number far from the others? Michael, what do you think? I'm sorry? But do we have any ones? No. So as far as the numbers we have, is there a number far from the others? I don't see one. I don't see an outlier. Now, if we had had a person who had a shoe size 1, would that be an outlier? Yeah. But we don't have anyone that fits that qualification in here. Okay? So we really don't have an outlier. But just remember that an outlier is far from the others. And I want to give you another example of an outlier. So let's say that we were talking about the ages of people in this classroom. The ages of people that are in this classroom at this moment. Do you think we would have an outlier?
no.
because it's 11,
Yes.
12, basically.
Wait, no, the teachers?
Is everyone in this room 11, 12, or 13?
No.
No, who's not?
Say yes, Jordan.
Yeah. Right? There are 2 of us in here that are not. So we would be considered outliers because we are far from your age. Okay? All right.